Welcome and welcome back to my channel, Boomsy Baby OT. If you are new here, my name is Juliana, and in today's video I'm going to be creating a Valentine look but using my own created palette. So this is not like a particular pre-made palette, but this is something I've put together myself. So I put together a palette of 15 shades, which is mainly Tammy Tanuka shades, and I'm just going to gently raise this up because they are all pressed shadows apart from this shade here and this shade here. So this is from Terramoons and this is from Pastel Roses. Otherwise the rest of the shades are from Tammy Tanuka and they are powdered pigments that I had to press myself. So this is what I've put together for my own special Valentine palette, and that's what I'm going to be using for today's look. I already have swatches of this palette on my Instagram page, so you can go ahead and have a look at that. I labeled each and every shade with the name and the name of the brand. Okay, let's get into this look. Alright, first going into Terramoons Terraverse. I'm going to put that in my inner corner. So I want like the inner bit of my eye to be pink and then the outer bit will be red. So I'm just literally laying it in the inner part of my lid. And I'm also taking that same shade but with a smaller brush and I'm putting that in my inner corner of my lower lid. Swapping to a more flexible brush, I'm going to take that again in the inner part, but this time around patting down gently and increasing the pigmentation. I'm also pulling it a little bit more onto my lid, just almost halfway, but not exactly, just a little bit short of halfway on my lid. I'm going to lay red over it where they meet, but for now I'm just laying down that pink. Alright, now taking Provocateur from Tammy Tanuka. Remember, these names will be on my Instagram if you can't remember them, but this is Provocateur. It's more of a orange shade, so it's like an orangey red, which means it's like the lightest of the red. So I'm going to put down my crease, and I'm trying to be careful because this is powder pigment that I pressed, so it's probably bound to have fallout. And also their matte is always kind of like funny on wet base, so I have to pat dry to make sure that it goes entirely dry on my lid. So just literally stamping that down so that it absorbs my base. And I'm taking that a little bit on the outer edge as well. I'm now going to take it a little bit over the pink in the inner part of my lid where I lay down that pink first. I'm going to put the red basically on top of that pink where they meet. Alright, now turning my brush over, I'm going to just slightly blend the edges of that red. So it's literally just moving my brush back and forth, but not in a fast motion. Just to give it like a blended kind of faded out hue at the end on top of my crease, really just underneath my brow. Now I think that base is dry, so this is good. Now going on to my main lid with Tammy Tanuka's Hot Stuff. I'm gonna lay that in the middle part of my lid. So the way you apply this powder pigment is slightly different to a pressed shadow. So as you can see, I'm kind of like really dabbing into my lid and shaking it to kind of make it, I want to say, get infused into my base. That is the best way to have like a diffused look. Well, in my experience anyway, when it comes to powdered pigment. And I'm also taking it a little bit over that pink. So going more on the pink because I only want the pink in the inner corner really, so I am going to make that red override the pink as far as I can really in the front part of my lid. Now I'm just stamping it again over the Provocateur that I first laid down, but I'm still going to kind of bring it back because I still want that little bit of orangey red to be showing at the top of my lid. but for now I'm just packing as much pigment onto the middle part of my lid as much as possible. Alright, for the outer part of my lower lid, I'm taking the shade Invincible from Tammy Tanuka, which is, I can't tell if it's like a blue purple, but to me it looks like a mixture of blue and purple. I mean, this is the shade, so see from the camera I can see like a lilac blue, but looking at it in the pan it looks like a gray blue. Hopefully on the lid it'll be more clear what the color is. So just dabbing that onto my lower lid. I change into a smaller brush. I'm just going to use that to drag the shade on my lower lid, like to spread it out. And I'm going to go back to the pink and kind of blend it in where the two shades meet. So blending the pink over the blue right in my inner corner. Alright, now going to the shade Wild Empress Tammy Tanuka. This is darker than the two reds I've used, so I'm going to use that on my outer edge. If it's not dark enough, I'm going to use a darker shade, but for now I'm just using this to darken my outer corner, so really dabbing it into this corner here. So it looks dark, or possibly not as dark as I would want the outer corner to be. So I might take like a smaller brush and take the darkest shade in the palette just to darken this side. Going back into Provocateur, I am going to try and bring back the orange on top of my lid. Right there. I dip it into a little bit of pink. Just because I don't want it to be too dark at the edge. And I also don't want to dig into a different palette, so kind of mix the pink and the red together. Okay, now finally going to the darkest red in the palette, which is called Aristocrat, and that's still from Tammy Tanuka, because remember 13 of these 15 shades are from Tammy Tanuka. So as you can see, that is really dark. So I'm using that to darken my outer corner. I'm using like a slanted brush, so it's going to fit perfectly into the outer V of my lid. And I'm also taking that a little bit onto my lower lid as well, just so that they have some sort of correlation with each other. So I'm literally just dabbing it onto the outer edge. Just want to darken that blue a tiny little bit without it showing that I'm using a different shade. Like that. Okay, now that I've got that darkest shade now, I'm first going to go into Wild Empress and try and blend the darkest shade into my crease. So I'm not trying to remove out of the color, I'm just trying to blend it in so that it's not too starkly different to the rest of the red. And then back to Hot Stuff. I'm going to blend that right from the front part of my lid. Blend that into the darkest red. And just literally blend all the shades together with Hot Stuff. Remember, Hot Stuff is the little nice sweet red right there. Alright, I think that is as far as I'm going with the matte for now. So I'm going to catch up with this eye and I will be right back for the shimmer application. The shimmer really is what's going to make this look. Okay, it's time for the shimmers. To be honest, I went a little bit ham on this eye that I can't even remember exactly what I did. So I'm just going to try and replicate this as much as I can. Okay, first of all, these are the shimmers I have on my eyes. I just want to give you a quick swatch. You really have to be close to see the specks in these shimmers. The one on my tongue, just going to swatch that sideways. Look at that. That's what I have on my eyes. On my lower lid I have the shade Mallow Rascal, and that's what I put in my inner corner on my lower lid right there. and I'm using a silicone brush to apply that. That's Maluraska. Although I'm going to put a little bit of Osiris from Pastel Roses on my lower lid as well. Next to Maluraska, I'm putting the shade Royalty, just a little bit on the blue side, to try and incorporate that blue that I have here. Just like that. I hope you can see that. Right here in my inner corner, I'm going with the shade called She Who Stole My Heart. And I'm putting that right in my inner corner. I'm going to pull it up. That is beautiful. So gently pulling that across my crease. I'm blending downwards. Right, with the same brush wiped, I'm going to put succubus towards my outer corner. So this is like purple with flecks of blue, I want to say, in it. Alright, going in with my fingers. I'm going to just dab that on my outer lid. So that kind of like very close to the matte I put in the outer corner, which is why I'm putting succubus on the side, so that I can match my matte. And then across succubus, I'm going to go with the shade Winged Rocket. So I'm going to pour Winged Rocket all over succubus. And I'm blending it into succubus. Taking more of that succubus, I'm going to re-emphasize it where I might have lost it. Going back with a little bit of glitter primer, I'm going to put that over all the shades I've used now. So I did go a bit nuts over these shades. I'm taking the shade called Fairy of the Wonderfuls on the same finger. So it's like a glittery kind of, I want to say flakes, a mixture of flakes and glitter. I mean, as you'll see it on my lid. So I'm scattering that over the two previous shades I've used. Can you see that? So it's got like scattered effect of blue, glitter, flakes, whatever you want to call it, all over my lid. And then going in with a little bit of Royalty, I'm going to put that just on top of my lid right here, right on the bulge of my lid. Alright, before I finish with the shimmer, I'm just going to re-emphasize the dark red I put on my outer lid, the Aristocrat. So I'm just stamping that over succubus, the shimmer I put on my outer lid. And then going in with my finger, I'm just going to blend that all together. And then finally, I'm going in with the shade called Osiris. I'm just going to swatch that for you to see. Osiris is from Pastel Roses. And it's this magical, I don't know if you can see the flecks, magical gold-like shade. Okay, that's the best I can do. Can you see the micro glitters of white, yellow, and all sort of glitters having a pattern within this shade? It's so beautiful. Oh, look at that. Oh, that is beautiful and gorgeous, and that's what I'm going to put in my inner corner. So putting that in my right in my inner corner here, laying it a little bit, crossing it over on my lower lid as well, just so that it has some sort of coherence. And I'm then going to pull it upwards in my crease to kind of emphasize that on top of that pink. Like that. It's beautiful. So you have like a mixture of the gold and the pink in my inner corner. Okay, I think they are pretty much even now in terms of the shimmers. Yeah, so that's it for this look, I think. I might re-emphasize this blue actually. Yeah. Okay, I think they're pretty much even now on the highs, and I'm just gonna go apply my lashes and I'll be right back to show you the finished look. Alright guys, I'm back and this is the completed look. Yeah, I know the lips is a bit in your face, but I kind of like it the way it is. It complements the pink I have in my inner corner, and I kind of like it that way. So to complete this look, I used the usual stuff. So Mcgrath mascara, Glamlite Eyeliner. This is a must every single time, so that's what I used them to line my eyes. And for my waterline, I used Peel Away paint in Salty AF and that's that. And for my lips, I used them Mcgrath lipstick in Full Panic. So it's like a neon pink, yeah, almost neon pink. I want to say it's got a lot of neon in the pink, definitely. Yeah, so that's what I've got on my lips. And then finally, my lashes are Exotica from the brand Island Lashes on Instagram. I kind of like her lashes. My daughter bought about 5 of them for me and I like them. I like the shape. They're not common. They're not, the design of the eyelashes are not the ones you find in like my normal BH Cosmetics lashes, for example. I haven't seen this kind of style, you know, within the brands I usually use anyway. So I kind of like it. I really like it. So check them out on Instagram. And this is the finished look. Up close. Alright, so this is the completed look using my self-curated palette. I mean, this palette is beautiful, is gorgeous. I know I'd kind of designed it, but this is how I envision my Valentine palette to look like. I mean, I know Tammy Tanuka powder pigments, yeah, they might be tedious to kind of press, but they are so worth it. You saw my swatches, you saw them on my fingers, they are so worth it. Yeah, I don't believe I swatched this one for you earlier because I mean I only swatched 5, but they are magical. Honestly, they are magical. They are beautiful. Look how sleek they swatched. Oh, so beautiful and magical these shadows are. Can you see that one? So it's definitely a duochrome, multi-chrome, but yeah, it's some sort of chrome. But they are gorgeous. I am going to do another look with this palette because I just can't leave it with this look. I really want to do something else and just see where this look takes me. I might not film it, but it will be on my Instagram. But yeah, definitely doing another look. But yeah, that's it. That's the look I created with my self-curated Valentine palette. So I hope you've enjoyed the demo of this look and you've enjoyed hanging out with me. If you have enjoyed this video, please like it and share it. Share it out to people that might be looking for ideas, you know, for Valentine Day looks or whatever. Just share the video out. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. And until next time, I'll see you.